Now, how do you know that your sister's story is not true?
Oh, but Edmund said they had only been pretending.
Does your experience lead you to regard your brother or your sister as the more reliable? I mean, which is the more truthful?
Up till now, I'd have said Lucy every time.
I say the same as Peter. But all this about the wood and the fawn...
Yes. That is more than I know. But a charge of lying against someone whom you've always found truthful, now that's a very serious thing.
How could it be true, sir?
Why do you say that?
Well, for one thing, if it was real, why doesn't everyone find this country every time they go to the wardrobe?
What has that to do with it?
Well, sir, if things are real, they're real all the time.
Are they?
But there was no time. Lucy had no time to have gone anywhere, even if there were such a place. She came running after us the very moment we were out of the room. It was less than a minute, and she claims to have been away for hours.
That is the very thing that makes her story so likely to be true. If there is a door in this house that leads to some other world, and I should warn you that this is a strange house, and even I know very little about it, I should not be at all surprised to find that that other world has a separate time of its own, so that however long you stayed there, it would never take up any of our time. If she had been pretending, she would have hidden for a reasonable time before coming out and telling her story.
Do you really mean that there could be a Narnia? Other worlds all over the place? Just around the corner? Like that?
Nothing is more probable.
But what are we to do?
My dear young lady, that is one thing I cannot tell you.
So we wondered if you could advise us.
Because we don't know what to do.
How do you know your sister's story is not true?
But Edmund said they'd only been pretending.
Oh, that is a point which certainly needs consideration, very serious consideration. But if you'll excuse my asking the question, does your experience lead you to regard your brother or your sister as the more reliable? I mean, which is the more truthful?
Well, that's just the funny thing, sir. Up to now, I'd have said Lucy every time.
In general, I'd say the same as Peter. But, well, this couldn't be true. A magic country, and a wood, and a fawn.
Well, that is more than I know. But a charge of lying against somebody you have always found truthful is a very serious thing indeed.
We were afraid it mightn't even be lying.
We thought there must be something wrong with her.
Madness, you mean? Oh, you make your minds easy about that. One only has to look at her and talk to her to know that she is not mad.
But then...
Oh, logic. Why don't they teach logic at these schools? There are only 3 possibilities. Either your sister is 1, telling lies, or 2, she is mad, or 3, she is telling the truth. 1, you say that your sister never lies. 2, it is perfectly obvious she is not mad. So for the moment, until any further evidence turns up, we must assume 3. She is telling the truth.
But how could it be true, sir?
Why do you say that?
Well, for one thing, if it was real, why doesn't everybody find this country every time they look into the wardrobe? When we looked, there was nothing there. Even Lucy didn't pretend there was.
What has that to do with it?
Sir, if things are real, they are there all the time.
Ah?
But Lucy had no time to have gone anywhere, even if there was such a place. She came running after us the moment we were out of the room. It was less than a minute, but she pretended she'd been away for hours.
That is the very thing which makes her story most likely to be true. If there really is a door in this house that leads to some other world, I must warn you, this is a very strange house. Even I know very little about it. I would not be at all surprised if that other world had a time of its own. However long you stayed there, it would never take up any of our time. And I don't think many girls of Lucy's age would invent such an idea themselves.
You mean there really could be other worlds? All over the place?
Well, nothing is more probable. Oh, I wonder what they do teach them at these schools.
But what are we to do?
My dear young lady, there is one plan which no one yet has suggested, which is well worth trying.
What's that?
We might all try minding our own business.
You seem to have upset the delicate internal balance of my housekeeper.
We're very sorry, sir. It won't happen again.
It's our sister, sir. Lucy.
The weeping girl,
Yes, sir. She's upset.
hence the weeping.
It's nothing. We can handle it.
Oh, I can see that.
She thinks she's found a magical land. In the upstairs wardrobe.
What did you say?
The wardrobe upstairs. Lucy thinks she's found a forest inside.
She won't stop going on about it.
What was it like?
Like talking to a lunatic.
No, not her, the forest.
You're not saying you believe her?
You don't?
But of course not. I mean, logically, it's impossible.
What do they teach in schools these days?
Edmund said they were only pretending.
And he's usually the more truthful one, is he?
No. This would be the first time.
Well, if she's not mad and she's not lying, then logically, we must assume she's telling the truth.
You're saying that we should just believe her?
She's your sister, isn't she? You're a family. You might just try acting like one.